I'll just wait till people are on. Hey guys, so it says we've got 6 people on so far, but it's not showing any names, so say hello and where you are in the world. Yesterday we had people from all over the world, which was awesome. Hey Zoe, how you going? Who else is on? Give me a hi or a love or a like. And I have Mario in my kitchen.
Hello.
Making his breakfast. Hey Eunice, how you going? Eunice, hey Diane, how are you? And this is his breakfast.
How good is that rap? I thought that was going to turn out more disappointing than my childhood, but that turned out just fine. Hey, it's so good.
Do you want to say who you are?
I don't even
You're
know
like,
why
I'm
I'm
a
live stream.
random
I was just
guy.
making my breakfast, and here I am on Facebook Live. Say who I am.
Yeah.
I'm Mario. I'm a speaker and trainer from Sydney, and I'm a brand strategist and business development consultant. And I'm just staying here with the amazing Ellie and her beautiful family here in Brisbane. I've got a speaking gig on tonight. Anyone who's in Brisbane, come and join us. We're going to be at Entrepreneurs Stepping Up with Priscilla Skippington.
In New Farm.
In New Farm, wherever that is. And yeah, this is totally random.
Awesome.
Thank you. Yeah.
Cool. I'll turn it back around. I'll let you eat your breakfast. You can sit down, you know.
Okay.
Hey Lisa, how you going? Who else have we got on? So Mario and I were just talking about what is good conversion rates, because we, I've had a lot of clients recently that are saying like, oh, my ad's not working, or I didn't get a very good result, or something like that. But it's like, it's not about, they're looking at the wrong things, okay? And they are actually working. Hey Tony, how are you? I'm good, thanks Lisa. So people put an ad up and they're like, they just expect all this money and all these leads to come flooding in like within seconds. Like you might have spent $5 on an ad and you're like, where's all my millions of dollars, you know? And it doesn't work like that. You've got to play the long game. Yes, you can get fast results, but you've got to play the long game and be patient as well. So I'm going to use Lisa as an example, actually. I'm sure you won't mind, Lisa. Hey, Tony. Hey, Rob. Hey, Sally. How you guys going? So Lisa, for example, last week, she was saying, my ad's not working. I didn't get any results. And I'm like, okay, so how many leads did you get and how many sales? And she's like, I got 20 leads and I've got 2 sales so far. And it's like, okay, so it is working. Yeah. See how I didn't really wait for your permission, Lisa, but now you're telling me it's okay. So basically, then last night she put up a post in our group saying that she spent $46 on the ad. Hey, Stephen, how you going? She spent $46 on the ad and she's made an extra $465 a week from that, okay? So, if you spend $46 and you make $47, it's going to be worth it, And it's not just in the money that you make. Obviously, you do want to track that, but most people are looking at their conversion rates going, oh, okay, well, I got 50% conversion rate, or I got 10% conversion rate, or it cost me this much per lead. But it doesn't matter as long as you're making sales from it. And even if you don't make sales that day or that week or straight away, you're building your database. And if you're in regular contact with that database by emailing them, by keeping them warm and staying in touch with them, adding them into your free group, then you're going to make sales off it, even if it's not straight away. And, like someone who is not, who is maybe running, this was me when I started out, someone who's running a business that's just not strategic and kind of like an emotional business and all over the place. you're going to be focusing on those small details, on the day-to-day, rather than the bigger picture. If you focus on the bigger picture, you take the emotion out of it, you look at it logically, and you realize that today, this week, this month, this year, I'm doing the work that's going to build up over time and it's going to get me to my goals. Whereas if you're looking at it the other way, it's like, oh, my ad didn't work, I'm a failure. I've only put $5 into it and I only put it up like 5 minutes ago, you know? And then you're on this emotional roller coaster. You might stop the ad. You might stop doing any content to Facebook. Facebook doesn't work. Making up all this stuff in your head and not doing the work. And that's when you don't get the results. That's when you stop moving forwards instead of just consistently not even focusing on the outcome, just focusing on the actions you need to take daily to consistently move forwards. Stephen said the one that brings the most leads at the best price for profit. Exactly. And guys, Stephen is an awesome Facebook ads guy if you want to follow him. He's in Manchester in England and he knows his shit. Yeah. Hey Stevie, how you going? Yeah, totally, Zoe. And it's completely normal to be emotional in your business, especially when you're starting out. But it's like Mario was talking about this before, actually. Actually, do you want to talk? Yeah. So I'm going to get him to talk about like not attaching your identity and your self-worth and your like emotion to your business.
Hey, Ellie's family. So good to be with you guys. I'd like to see any questions or comments as we go. But I was just, Ellie and I have been chatting this morning, just while I was making my not so disappointing breakfast wrap. And the whole idea of not associating your identity with your business. Your business and your identity are two separate things. Your business is a venture, if you will, that you create so you can generate income. But you as a person, your worth and your value is so much more than any amount of money which you can make. And I think where the danger is, and I think it takes a lot of discernment to understand the difference between identity and business, because I myself as a human being am worth so much more than my business will ever be worth. And when we associate the two, what ends up happening is that we associate our self-worth and our self-identity with our products. So if someone doesn't buy our product, we get offended or we get upset, or if someone leaves our program, we can, which I don't recommend you do, we can feel personally attacked by that. So there's 4 things. And this is how I look at, I guess, the 4 characters inside the marketplace. And number 1 are the bypassers. These are the people who are going to walk straight past you, not even for a second consider you or your business or what you're doing for whatever reason. They're just not interested. Secondly is the onlookers. So the onlookers are the ones who can see you, but they haven't actually engaged or consumed any of your stuff. And the third group are the consumers, and these are the ones who download your free opt-ins. These are the ones who read your ebooks. These are the ones who watch your videos. These are the guys who consume the information which you're delivering out into the marketplace. And the fourth group of people are your customers, and these are the ones who actually exchange value for cash. Okay, so if you ever post an ad or a video and someone doesn't watch it, whatever story is going on, you have to understand that these 4 characters are in the marketplace. The bypassers who just genuinely don't care about what you've got to say, and that's completely cool. The onlookers who are watching you but aren't ready to actually engage with you. Number 3 are the consumers, the ones who are involved and are consuming your stuff. And number 4 are the customers. So when we talk about conversion rates, when someone says to me, Mario, I had a 5% click through, the other 95% might just not be interested in your stuff. Why are you upset about that? You don't own those people. It's completely okay for them not to engage with what you've got to offer. So when you associate your identity and yourself with the results, what begins to happen is that you might begin to think, hey, what if I'm not smart enough? What if I'm not good enough? What if what I'm delivering isn't of value? But the reality is, some people are just going to walk straight past. The reality is, some people are just going to look and not engage. The reality is, some will actually consume and may never turn to customers. But the reality is, there is a very high chance that someone is going to buy your stuff who's fully aligned. And you don't want bypasses buying your stuff, because that's where refunds come from. And if you can qualify and polarize as much as possible, you're not going to be upset. I'm actually really happy when people don't click on my ads, because it tells me then not the person's going to sign up anyway, because they might not be interested in what I believe they should be interested in. And very quickly you let go of that. Very quickly you go, hold up, maybe not everyone wants to be an entrepreneur. If I'm sending out ads, what if they're not ready to be an entrepreneur? And you guys know this journey. You guys know the amount of emotional energy that it takes to build the things that we build. So, I've had times where I've built things in such an emotional state in the past, and it hurt me more than anybody else, because I was doing something which I wasn't fully aligned with. So if I'm sharing this idea or this vision of brand and business development, if people don't register, I'm okay with it. Maybe they're just not ready. Make
Yeah,
sense?
totally.
Cool.
Awesome. Thank you.
It's okay.
Hey Tina, how you going?
Hey Tina.
Stevie said, been thinking of you guys, we need to catch up. Yeah, awesome. You've still, what's my book that I gave you? Was it the Oprah book? Have you been reading it, Stevie? So yeah, just to add on to that as well, guys, there's some statistics, and I'm really crap with remembering numbers, but I think it's something like 93% of people aren't ready to buy straight away. Okay, so if you're just taking that one no, for example, say you're on a sales call and someone says no, it doesn't mean no forever. It means no, they're not ready right now. It's either like Mario was saying, they're just not interested in what you have to offer. But if they've given you their phone number, there's some kind of interest, because they've given you their details. And they might just you might need to overcome their objections and get better at sales and help them to get to that yes on that phone call. Or they might just not be ready right now, or it's not the right time, or maybe they're going overseas for a few months, or, there's so many different things, so many different variables. And so if you're just taking that one no and then never hearing from them again, then you're losing people, okay? Like Zoe, for example, she was a client of mine last year, and she'd been jumping on my live streams, sending me personal messages, reading my stuff, following my stuff, and saying that she really wanted to sign back up, but she needed to get a few clients in before she could do so. And I kept giving her value and kept in touch with her, and then she signed back up recently. So, if I'd just been like, oh, I'm not going to talk to her, she's just trying to get free information, I don't give a shit about her because she's not a client, then she wouldn't have signed back up, and I wouldn't be able to help her move forwards with her business. And it comes from a place of actually caring about people, giving a shit about people, and realizing that not everyone is ready straight away. And so that's only it leaves 7% of people who are either, that's actually broken down into people, I think it's 3% are ready to buy straight away. And then the rest of that is people who are sitting on the fence and maybe, and they need to be pushed over the edge. So if you're just focusing on the people who are ready straight away, or are the sitting on the fence and you can get them over, then you're missing out on 93% of people. Yeah, you're missing out on most of the market. And so you do this through regular contact, through personal messages to give value and show people that you care about them. If you're I'm very hands-on. If you want to be more automated, it's automated email series. It's putting out your marketing of your Facebook ads and your free offers on a regular basis. You could do webinars or seminars or events or workshops or what else, free challenges on Facebook. There's so many different things you can do to give value, and it all ties back to your ideal client, what they're struggling with, and helping them overcome those struggles so that they are ready to buy. They are ready to take that first step. And to do that as well, it's not just about giving value, but the purpose of giving that value is so you stay at the top of their mind and you build trust, okay? You're not going to buy from someone that you don't like or you don't trust, yeah? Or that you don't know. Who's this popping up in my news, in my feed? I have no idea who this is, yeah? So get them to know you. I've had, and stand out, show your personality, be real and open and honest. Don't be like all the other coaches and trainers out there that are just putting up I call these posts buy my shit posts, yeah? Where it's basically like, hey, I've got a boot camp and it's $50 a week and we use kettlebells and blah, blah, blah. It's like, no one gives a shit, yeah? That is just focusing on the features and not focusing on the benefits that they get. And when you do that, you blend into the sea of all the other trainers out there. But when you actually share real and open and honest stories of obstacles you've overcome, successes you've had, lessons you've learned, client results and things like that, people will draw in, and you'll push people away who don't like you. And that's fine, because not everyone's going to like you, and you'll draw people in who relate to what you're talking about. I've had people sign up with me before just because I have bright colored hair and piercings, because I stand out from the sea of all the other female entrepreneurs that, I don't know, they all seem to have long brown hair, perfect makeup, and wearing the same clothes and talking about the same shit, yeah?
I'm going to go get some pink hair and
yeah, you'll see Mario next week. I had people, I think I had 3 clients sign up when I put a podcast out there talking about how I used to binge drink, you know, because they related to that. And most people are trying to be perfect, but there's no such thing, right? They're trying to be perfect and not share those struggles. But when I do, people are like, wow, she's authentic. Yeah. So think about how you can do that in your business. Zoe said, I'm doing better since rejoining and my clients are more happy because I'm giving more thanks to Ellie. Awesome. So does anyone have any questions for me or Mario before we go? Does that make sense, guys? Like, what was the biggest thing that you got out of that? And pop any questions or comments here for either of us. Finished your wrap?
Yeah, my wrap's
Did you want to
done.
say anything else?
No, I was just going to say, I think it's just come from a place of, yeah, it's perfect. I think it's just come from bad education, you know, where we were obsessed with conversion rates for quite a while, and everything's about how did you convert and what's the conversion rate, and you know, how do you bump that up and those types of things. I think it has to come from a place of humanity where it's like, okay, well, if they're not buying right now, 2 things. Number one, I can either let them go into their own la la land, or how can I engage with them more and add value to the conversation that they actually want to have with me, rather than just trying to pitch and then start stalking people and run. You've seen those Facebook ads?
Why didn't you buy from me?
Yeah, like, I've just seen you on my website, Mario, and I'm like, yo, good, where did you come from? So
standing outside your bedroom window.
Yeah, knocking on your bedroom window. Hey, buy my $97 product. I think it comes from a place of someone had said something. Diane said something.
Diane said, it was great and loved the way to evaluate the conversion. I did 12 sales calls and enrolled 4 clients, was stoked, and it was off a free webinar. Awesome, well done.
Yeah.
Hey Candice, how you going?
Yeah, so anyway, it just comes from a place of bad education where we've just been sold this pipe dream that everything's about conversions. The conversions will come when you do your work right, and when you have the right structures and systems and the right psychology and mindset, your business will begin to increase those profit margins, but don't be attached to your conversion rates as such. When people say, how much should I spend on marketing? My answer is nothing. I don't spend any money on marketing. The reality is, if I'm making the expense back, I'm not spending any money on marketing. And if that's only generating leads and building my database, that's more than enough. Even if I just cover the cost of the initial marketing costs, I've spent 0 and built a database.
Yeah, it's just perspective, isn't it?
Yeah, right on.
Yeah, awesome. Cool, thank you. Hey Sarah, how you going? So if anyone's jumped on towards the end, make sure you go back and watch the start. If you've got any questions at any time, just comment here. But yeah, check out Mario as well, guys, on Facebook.
New Farm.
Brisbane, yeah, and tonight, if you're in Brisbane, come to New Farm for the event. Let me know if you want more details. But yeah, it's really like we've both said, focusing on the actions you need to take daily. And it's not going to happen, you might not happen today or this week or this month or even this year, but you're doing the work that will build up, and it all ends up snowballing. And you're like, whoa, this all came out of nowhere. It's, like overnight successes, yeah? it's like it's all that work that you've put in for years for it to just blow up. Yeah, it's like Malcolm Gladwell, The Tipping Point. Yeah, if you haven't read that, read it. But what was the final thing I was going to say? Can't even remember now. And yeah, like Mario was saying, and like I was saying before, the psychology or the mindset, it's not attaching your identity or your emotions to the results or to the outcome, just continuing to do that work and continuing not just to take action and do the work in your business, but continually doing the work on yourself. Yeah. And then that makes it easier to take the emotion out of it. It's like one thing for us to just say, take the emotion out of it. And you're like, but how? Yeah. You've got to do that work on yourself. You've got to detach from the business and realize that it's not about you, and let go of your past shit. Yeah. So you're not bringing that into your business. And you do that through personal development. You do it through clearing work, mindset coaching, like the meditating, journaling. There's so many different ways you can do it. Just find something that works for you. Hey, Michael, how you going? So I'm just wrapping up. Like I said, if you jumped on towards the end, go back and watch the start. If you've got any questions, just pop them here. And I don't have any strategy calls or like goal setting calls left for this week. But if you want to book in for one for next week, my next round of Six Figure System starts in a few weeks' time. People are getting amazing results. Like some of you would have seen on the live stream yesterday. Yeah. Karen, for example, got 40 leads, no ad spend, and made just over $10,000 last week and had a $21,000 month. Yeah. And that's only in week 4 of the program. So if you want to have a chat about getting to 6 figures or multiple 6 figures this year, then let's have a chat. Mario, you're like... yeah, just comment here or shoot me a personal message, and we can have a chat about where you're at and what your goals are for the rest of the year. So thanks for jumping on, guys. It's been a great chat. Hope you have an awesome day, and I will talk to you soon. Say bye.
Bye. I was just watching you on Facebook.
Oh, hey, Christine. Sorry, I'm just about to go, but check the start and